This is Freeloaders. I'm 3C.
And I'm Mike Papa Foxtrot.
Freeloaders is a regular look at what is or has been free to download from the PlayStation Network. We download the games and give them a play to see if they're worth the download, bandwidth and time.
This time we're looking at Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game, which lets you race the official riders on official tracks, includes a track editor feature for endless gameplay possibilities, allows you to customize your rider, bike as you like, and with countless possibilities, with more than 80 official brands, 300 items available, you can race alone or against players from all over the world through different offline and online game modes. And these are our first impressions.
Other energy drinks are available.
Yeah, we were just saying about there's that battery and Red Bull are the only two I can actually think
Mountain
of.
Dew, I think, is an energy drink.
Mountain Dew is one of those energy drinks that most people don't know is an energy
in
drink.
disguise. They're all horrible.
Because you look at Mountain Dew and you think, it's just like Sprite or 7-Up, but it's not. It's got more caffeine in it than anything else.
We did do, we did that snow. That sort of winter sports one, I think, was Red Bull sponsored. So at least you can't say PlayStation Network isn't fairly spreading around all of the product placement.
But I don't think it was as quite in your face.
I don't think it was the Red Bull. I can't even remember what it was called now, to be honest. I think it was just called. It was a one-word title. It'll come back to me. Anyway, not this video because we're doing this instead.
It was called Steep.
Steep. There you go.
Pulled that out of my head.
Red Bull Steep challenge of exciting energy drink mania.
Well, this game made me laugh because its official title is Monster Energy Drink Supercross dash the official video game. It's like, and when you look at it here, you've got like Monster AMA Supercross, Monster Energy Drink, FIM World Championship, the official video game. It's a little bit, there's a lot going on.
You've seen the movie, you've read the book, now play the official video game.
One thing I didn't mention in the little blurb is that apparently it was released back in 2018, but it is from the 2017 season. Now, who knew there was a Supercross season?
News to me. I know nothing about any of this stuff. I don't even know Supercross was a thing. I've heard of motocross. Is it the same? Is it different? Is there a hypercross? Is there an average cross?
Well, the thing is, I saw a couple of the pictures during the startup, and I saw a couple of the pictures when obviously I was fetching the game on the PlayStation to download it, and it looked like that sort of circuit that you go around, and it's got like berms and ridges, and you jump and things like that. So I'm guessing I'm guessing motocross was. I thought motocross was more you go around in a boring circle. It's more like the. It's more like the NASCAR of motor racing, where it's just boringly going round and round and round. I'm guessing Supercross is a bit more like Formula One or maybe like Rallycross, where you actually because the Australian Rallycross I used to like watching, where they used to have these like Ford saloon cars that used to sort of have headlights in their cameras, and they would kind of have half the track was dirt and half the track was tarmac, and they would go around, or asphalt, sorry, because tarmac's a brand name, and we've already got far too many brand names here.
Other types of road covering material is available.
But so I mean that's the only thing that I've known about. Other than that, no idea. I mean, we picked this game purely because we've done first-person shooters, and we haven't really done a sort of a motorcycle racing game this season. Yeah. And we wanted to do Titanfall, and so we decided to punish ourselves with an energy drink. I believe
we should have bought a Monster energy drink each, and every time we found something we hated about the game, taken a swig.
Have you ever actually tried?
No,
a Monster?
No, they stink. They smell horrible. I work with somebody who basically lives on them, and they are foul smelling.
I got one free once with a Call of Duty I think it was a Call of Duty. It came as part of the pack, the starting pack thing, and it was like you basically had underneath the tab or on the bottom of the tin or something, there was a code that unlocked something, and it was like a bonus thing. And I actually poured the energy drink down the sink because I just won't drink energy drinks. No. I don't care if it's a Monster, if it's a battery. I have drunk Mountain Dew, but that was because I was desperate, and it was the only drink, and I was lulled into thinking it was some kind of lemonade.
I was under the false impression that it was a normal soft drink. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm just, I drink a lot of coffee, so I shouldn't really complain. But I
drink a lot of Coke.
Anyway,
actually, yes, I'm a hypocrite. Other cola
so these
drinks
are our first
available.
impressions, and we're both sitting on a screen that says press the options button. And my first impression so far is that this game has loaded nicely. The menu hasn't started animating and doing stupid things, and it's not horribly loud, which surprised me because I was half expecting to be deaf by now.
Yes, good point. Sponsored by an energy drink.
Yeah, and so this is quite a surreal Also, quite different to have press the options button, because usually it's press X. So already I'm intrigued. So I'm going to push the options button now and probably build a character.
Let's do it. I'll do the same. I'm just terrified that shadowy figure was going to launch at me, but no, he just went away, so that's fine.
And now I've got a spinning please wait.
Me too.
And now I have to decide if I wish to accept the end-user license agreement without reading it, and of course I do. I sign away all my rights.
I know it's probably GDPR, but it was the I don't agree first as the first option. I wonder if that's only post-GDPR. Boring thing to think about for everybody at home.
You cannot access Milestone servers. Try again later.
Fine, don't care, don't want to, didn't want to anyway.
Oh, now we're in. All right.
Oh no, another loading screen.
Now, then it got loud, and then there was a loading screen, and then there was a save screen, and then there's a loading screen, and now I'm looking at a track.
Play as Ryan Dungey in this first race. Gain confidence with the controls and test out your skills at the Anaheim 2 Stadium. Okay, Ryan Dungey. He's my favourite. Do you like Ryan Dungey, or do you like other racers with poo-based surnames?
Dungy.
I mean, it might be Dungy. I don't know which is better.
I think Dungy's my favourite.
Ryan Dungey. There's Dave Manure.
The problem is now I'm actually going to have to ride this race and make sure that I actually do it for the Sheilas, and make sure that when I get to the end I get a nice tinny of Monster.
Ryan Dungey, Dave Manure, Phil Pooh. I am 39 years old. Okay.
I'm glad because I actually, everyone, I'm so glad you came up with so many, because every single one I came up with was very, very rude.
It's one of those things where actually the more innocent the euphemism for that, the funnier I find it.
Yeah, but I had quite horrible ones. There you go.
So I'm seeing an overview of this track, and I guess this is a tutorial then. He's wearing a Red Bull shirt.
The animation play.
Now I'm confused.
Well, other energy drinks are available.
Are they all?
Yeah, it's a little bit strange.
Different energy drinks.
Yeah, well, I mean that's nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
Rockstar.
That's nice. So, what do we do? How do we?
Oh, you can choose. So you can be right. Let's just scroll to the right. So he's sponsored by Red Bull. The one next to him is sponsored by.
Yeah, but
Kim.
Notice they're all red. Apart from the empty gate.
He's sponsored by Rockstar. Yeah, basically it's just lots of different energy drink people. I'm going to go to
that's probably what this is, isn't it? It's probably. I think you have to go to the end. It probably has to be energy drink stuff, because usually there are. This is the funny thing with sport stuff. There's like restrictions on cigarettes and tobacco. There's restrictions on alcohol for good reasons. But then there's a woman walking with a sign.
Oh, I'm glad you've pressed go as well, because I just went for it. I'm waiting for the race to start.
Oh, I'm still scrolling backwards and forwards.
Oh right, I just started. R2 is your. Whoa, my God, they've all stopped. Why did they stop? R2 is your accelerator. Oh, I'm just smashing. Oh, there's foam things going everywhere.
I could have set the bike up. I could have set the bike up. I'm number 22.
I just went straight to the start race.
What is our nationality? That's what I want to know.
Dungy.
Yeah, but I can't see the flag. The guy next to me is Japanese. So, A Roman sounds very Japanese.
How do I...
Oh, yeah! This is... What an awful... I just crashed into somebody. That was nice. I mean, somebody who was standing by, not Harris. So I'm guessing that's the brake. Okay, yeah, that's the brake.
Oh,
so it's fairly normal controls then.
Yeah, it seems to be. I am rubbish though. I keep knocking these sort of weird foam barriers.
Oh yeah, I've crashed twice already, so you know it's not just like you know, it's not just power. There is a little bit coming off the power and speed. So yeah. It is. I mean, it's a bit like. I mean, to be honest, it reminds me a little bit of one of the levels in Mario Kart. But
yeah, it's very Wario Stadium. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't like it though. I'm already just at odds with the whole thing.
I just tried to cheat and it wouldn't let me. I just decided to see if I could take a shortcut through the. Yeah, but it's quite realistic. It's quite realistic looking, isn't it? I mean, it is very photorealistic. So, I can. Whoa!
I went to my dashboard. So you might have some editing issues. I don't know what I did.
That's all right. We'll work that out.
Don't know how that will affect the record.
Well, we'll see how it goes. But how many times do I have to go around this bloody track? I mean, I'm guessing it was 10 because she was walking backwards and forwards.
I'm very disappointed that Ryan Dungy is not number 2.
Well, or number 1.
Well, mine's got a number 1 on his back, so I.
Well, there you go. That's why he's Dungy. Well, no, he's got a 1 on his back.
No, because a number 1 is a wee wee.
yeah, but you still have to go to the dungy to do it, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I suppose.
Well, not all men do. I mean, you can just do it against a tree, but
in the sink.
In the sink, yeah. Out the window, off a balcony.
You
know, down your leg. I mean, you know, wherever really.
I've come off again. There's where I've knocked off these weird foam things. They do seem to stay where I knocked them.
They're very persistent
putting them back.
No, which kind of makes sense because I mean you wouldn't really risk your life getting in front of these lunatics to put anything back. No. What's interesting, a couple of times I've crashed into like a guy holding a camera on the side. I keep coming off on the same corner, and each time the game just puts me back in the middle of the track and sort of says, "No, we don't have the animation for killing him."
We never thought anybody would try. I am miles behind everybody now. I have no idea what's going on. I'm number 22.
You know, I was doing okay, and then I crashed into a pillar.
I can't catch them now. Is it?
I think I'm
too late to do Titanfall.
We will play Titanfall for fun later.
In our own time.
If you're a good boy.
Can't promise anything. I keep coming off. It's too realistic. I want to get this guy. Oh yeah, you just drive straight through people.
Yeah, I was trying to jump the track. It actually. It knows when you're trying to cheat, or rather, when you try and take too much of a shortcut, it puts you straight back where you were. I do like that. I kind of, it ruins the realism slightly.
What I'm enjoying, now I'm looking at it, is that you've got a tutorial on the screen that isn't getting in the way. You've got a little list of moves. You can work out what everything does. I don't know how many laps it's taken me to see that, but the rider weight, well, that's the right-hand stick. So.
I've not really noticed anything. I'm just desperately trying to control this bicycle.
I am about to be lapped.
Oh, I'm probably been lapped already. I don't know. I keep coming off the track. For some reason, though, I don't quite understand why they put quite so many bumps in this track. I mean, you know, it's like they've tried to put bumps in the track. I mean, they could have made it a lot smoother.
Oh, I just got slow motion where I came off that ramp. Maybe that's because I'm about to die. Oh, no, I think because one of them has just won the race.
Ah, right, there you go.
Well, let's just see where I placed. I've got a trophy, though. Oh. What's done is done.
I'm actually trapped at the moment. I'm trapped.
Where are you trapped?
I've wedged myself in between one of the air bridges and the step ladder. And I can't get out.
Huh.
I am completely stuck. Hang on, is there a button for this? Rider wait.
I would love to know if you get the same trophy as me, because I think that must be for come last.
Well, I can't get out, so I'll never get into this.
Eventually, one of them will finish, though, and you'll just be automatically placed.
But I wanted to finish, so that's like. I'm beginning to break the controller here. All right, so. I can't. This is hilarious. I'm stuck. I'm actually stuck. Oh well, this game has already failed in one place there, because you shouldn't. There I was, genuinely impressed with the fact that whenever I went off the track, it put me back, and whenever I did anything that was sort of illegal, it put me back. But right now, I am wedged, genuinely wedged somewhere, and the game doesn't seem to realise.
And it won't let you reverse or anything either?
No. I've got a button. I can change camera angles. I'm now pushing the classic triangle button, but all that's doing is changing there. No, I'm basically... I mean, they're all finishing now, so, you know, they're all finishing the race, so... You know, as long as I don't have to go over the line, it'll be fine.
Well, what?
Yeah, so a little bit disappointed, actually, to be honest, because as much as I was going to be last, at least I was going to be last on my own terms. Just make sure I haven't actually... I don't know what the rewind button is. What does the rewind button do?
I don't know, I saw that and I didn't think to try it. I was too busy trying to stay on the track, which I was also failing at.
Does that mean that I can rewind the game?
What, and cheat?
Don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Well, I'm gonna look. I'm in a menu screen, so I'm gonna look at multiplayer and see if I can invite you to it, and let's see if we can get a quick multiplayer race for our first impressions of that as well.
Well, I might not ever be able to finish this race. I am literally stuck. God. I'm just, every time I rewind, I was thinking, if I rewind back to before I was trapped, but I can't, it won't let me do that for some reason, so, well, this is nice. This is exciting.
Are you still trapped?
Yeah. I just cannot, I cannot reverse my vehicle out of the thing. And all I can do is power forward, and I'm genuinely trying to... Yeah, I'm not messing about. This is genuinely stuck. This is... Well, I've received an invitation from you.
See if that'll help you just end. Or, because if you have to finish the tutorial to play multiplayer, that would be hilarious, and we'll have to pause the recording just so you can finish.
All right, I think that's enough of that then. So now I need to. Oh, hang on, is that the game over? No. See, I think the race nearly finished, but I rewound. That's the just like.
Ah.
Right, so let me he's quite interesting. Right, so I've clicked on your join invite.
Okay.
And nothing has happened.
Oh. Aren't you glad that we didn't have that monster drink swig every time something went wrong? Proviso.
I would probably be. I'd probably have a heart attack right now. I must confess, though, I'm having fun. Not in the way I was expecting.
Not the way the game makers wanted.
My lap time is 6 minutes at the moment.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. Here's what we're going to do then.
Yes.
We will. We will take a quick break, and I will complete one lap, and then we'll see if we can actually join together. So we'll be back momentarily racing together.
3 hours later.
Feels like a lifetime.
Oh.
I almost got stuck in the same place. We think it's the finish line, and we think we confused the game. But as we were having a long, I mean, we should have left it recording, but it would have been tedious for you, and there was a lot of swearing.
Yes.
But as you said, does seem to mean there was possibly a lack of testing there, and then of course I couldn't join you because I had to complete level 1 before I could actually join you.
You have to prove that you can ride the bike.
Here's the thing, right? What is it with games? I like there like a lot of games, you can just go straight to multiplayer and play the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of like Call of Duty and things like that. You're like, let's just. I mean, there are some people who play some games who never ever play the campaign, never ever do the tutorial. Now, I like campaigns. I do think campaigns are good. I'm looking forward to the campaign in Titanfall. I have no idea if it's any good, but I'm just looking forward to it.
We'll give it a go.
But as far as I understand, and I might be proved wrong, you don't have to play the campaign of something like Titanfall before you can jump online and play online. And so, where is the fun? We had that with what did we play last month?
Neo?
What was it called? Neo. I mean, that was an awful level 1, wasn't it?
It was awful, yeah.
Yeah, just a sort of, and the payoff isn't there, and I just don't understand. I mean, well, I'm an old man.
Me too.
Right. So, 3T,
Hello.
3 hours later.
Yes, here we are. I am seeing a lobby, which you finally managed to join. I'm thinking of just pressing ready, if you are ready to try it fine.
Out. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it.
Oh, I loved Anaheim. Should we do that again?
No.
Right, any of these? Can you see me choosing?
And not Anaheim 2 either.
They all look the bloody same. Daytona Beach looks interesting and different. Let's do that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, I think you have to vote as well.
Oh, do I? How do I vote?
Just gets the most votes in a certain amount of time. Fantastic. There we go. Rain.
Isn't it indoors? I thought it was an indoor stadium. What is?
I thought
it was like. But isn't it?
I have no idea.
I mean, where are these places?
I did so well with Ryan Dungy last time. I'm going to stick with Ryan Dungy.
Oh, me too. Oh. Let's confuse the game.
What do I do now? Race options, or is it just it's on a timer? That's fine. We'll just wait for the timer to tick down, and hopefully it'll just start.
I still don't know what country he's from. He's got a weird flag. It's like a big blue flag with a circle and some kind of emblem in it. I don't know if that's his. Oh yeah, this looks very interesting.
I couldn't think of a poo pun for a place, a country. That's terrible, isn't it?
Isn't Daytona International Speedway? Isn't that where they just go round and round and round the oval in that?
Probably.
NASCAR.
It probably is. It looks like they've sectioned off some of it for the bikes.
Yeah, keep the bikes out of the way. This looks like a very complicated course. I'm just...
It looks quite Mario Kart-y again, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think that's what... Maybe that's what this is trying to be. I mean, maybe these people are all like... I mean, they probably grew up with Mario Kart, and like now they're trying to live it. Oh, look, same girl again in those leather tight pants.
If it was Mario Kart, I'd be having fun. So,
there's a journalist there.
Where?
I've pushed start.
What buttons do what again? Oh yeah, okay. The Dungy versus Dungy. See you on the other side, Dungy.
Oh, this will be fun. Oh, well, look at you. You've taken off.
I came off, though. I killed a few people on the way.
I just run over your head.
I killed a load of them. Took them with me. Don't care. Do it again. Oh, I came off.
Bloody rubber things.
I hate them. I really hate them. Oh, I'm at the back. I'm number 12.
Nice tight turn. Oh, I just got run over by somebody.
I hate this.
What this needs is some red shells and a blue shell.
Absolutely.
And maybe a bullet and some kind of sort of power up that makes you really big, so you can just go steamroller through people.
I would like an invincibility star. I'm right on your 6 now,
and maybe like four-wheel carts instead.
Yeah. I just ran into you, but you did throw a bit of rubber straight at me that made me do it.
Yeah, well, you did it. Oh, nicely taken me out.
Oh, that didn't touch you, I swear.
Yeah, no, that's what the ref saw it.
I'm totally Prince Andrew in this situation. Topical jokes. Please delete that. I didn't even know her when I had my photo taken with her, because I wasn't even there when I did it.
That's all right. No sweat.
Oh, you overtook me. That's because I was too busy being silly. Right, here we go. Everybody else has done their 10 laps by now.
Probably.
You're the only person I care about beating anyway, and you are miles ahead of me again.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just taking shortcuts now. Oh. I tried to take a shortcut around that corner and the game didn't like it.
No, it doesn't like cheats, does it?
No.
Or fun.
Oh, I can see you're behind me.
It doesn't like people to have fun.
Oh, let's put that rubber thing in the middle of the road for you.
I put 2 more on my own bloody way.
I like this course better than the Anaheim, Anaheim 1 or whatever it was called.
There's a few more long straights, which is a bit more fun, a bit more time to, get going.
And the corners are sharper, so you kind of you have to hit the brake a little bit to go around the corner.
Yeah.
Which is, you are in control. I will give it that. I mean, apart from its massive failing, which could have been operator error. I don't think so, but so far I can't say I'm hating on it. I was a little bit frustrated when I got stuck, but I quite like it. I quite like racing games. Again, don't know the longevity of something like this because it does seem a little bit samey, but then I guess that's racing, isn't it?
Right, it is a racing game, unfortunately. But the tracks seem a bit samey, at least at the beginning. That is all just dirt tracks and rubber bits.
I think it's always going to be dirt tracks, and I think we've just found out what Supercross is. It's dirt tracks and berms. Dirt tracks, berms, and bumps.
Do you know what would improve this was if it was a junior Kickstart skin, and you got to see loads of like little 14-year-olds like just getting smashed into ditches when they fall off. That would be fun.
Oh, okay. See, for me, I would think a Mario Kart skin, but okay.
Because if you want to play Mario Kart, you just play Mario Kart. If you're going to do bikes, make it junior Kickstart. Make it an 80s special. Put like an 80s filter on it.
Well, you know what would be nice? The paper boy skin.
Yeah.
Well, you have to deliver newspapers while you're actually racing.
What position are you? Oh, you're 11. I can see. So I don't.
I'm just in front. I'm just in front of you because I can see you slowly catching up with me because I'm not really racing very well at the moment.
Well, no, I just went right
struggling.
on the edge.
I'm struggling to go around corners for some reason. I'm wondering if I've damaged my bicycle in some way.
That'd be fine. Just hold the trigger. That's what I'm doing. Oh, it told me I cheated.
I'm power sliding around corners and things like that.
I can't do it.
Or use the brake.
Yeah, but I can't. I haven't worked out how to slide yet.
Oh no! But if the thing is, if you slide too much, you do kind of flip off and die.
Oh.
So you know. And I think in the real world you probably wouldn't get picked back up again either.
No.
You'd probably snap your neck clean in half. But hey, that's life.
I hate this. Sorry, that's about the 6th time I've said that.
Wow, I hate this.
I wonder what my first impressions are.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we will see. I'm liking the fact that we can at least play against each other, which is something that is on its plus.
I think I'd prefer a 1-to-1, but then maybe that's an option.
Well, it is basically, isn't it? I mean, everyone else is cheating by going off ahead.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, where's the skill in that?
I know. Doing it properly, winning.
I know.
That's not fun, is it?
I just want to know how many laps. How many laps did you sign us up for?
I didn't look. It's yeah, that's a good point. This could be a very long video.
That's all right. I'm enjoying it. You're not, so it's funny.
I think for me, you know, first impressions wise, I do prefer a game that doesn't make me think too much about how I would really operate the vehicle. I went and did a VR thing not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things I went on was a F1 car, and it was like it was fine and it looked lovely and it was a nice setup and the guys who ran the place were great, but I don't like having to think, oh, I better slow down now. I just want to fucking I just want to press the button and just go, you know.
But the thing is, that's the whole thing is that, you know, I mean, that's the difference between you know, the Battlefield series of first-person shooter and Call of Duty. You know, one is an arena-style thing where everyone is a superhero, and the other one is slightly more risky. Probably Armour and Armour 2 Armour, where you actually, if you have to actually walk for 6 hours, you do actually walk for 6 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know. Realism is fun. I mean, I play games for fun. I mean, that's why I prefer arena-style things. I get your point. I quite like, for example, NASCAR with a steering wheel, because that was good fun. Steering wheel and pedals when I was playing that years and years ago, because that was a skill game, and you did have to actually, you know, stop and slow down. I mean, I used to be an evil because I used to come up against the people I was racing with and like use them as a way of slowing down to destroy their vehicles. But that's but when you played with the keyboard, it was more or less a I think we finished.
Yeah. I didn't cross the finish line. Sorry, carry
You're
on.
ahead of me.
No, I think that's just because there's no way. You were ahead of me. I think that's just neither of us placed, so it just put us both at the same.
Oh, right. So why are you more important than me? That's not fair.
I suppose because I'm in charge of the lobby.
That's not fair.
I don't know.
I'm a little bit disappointed there. I was, you know... yeah, but I mean, when you played with the keyboard, it was more sort of arcade style-y and a little bit... And it allowed different people to race in the same race, either as an arcade style or not. But I guess it's like... A lot of people want the realism in the VR. I found VR was a little bit like... a little bit confusing enough for me. So there you go.
The best thing I did in VR was in the cockpit of a space superiority fighter, and that was great. And I would just wish that I'd been able to control it, because it was more of a roller coaster experience. That would have been give me like a couple of joysticks and let me fly that around myself, and I've had a lovely time.
Yeah, I had that with one of the Star Wars games has a VR extension for flying I think it's the T-65 X-Wing, and you fly it as an escort, and I got very angry because you have to wait for the prompts before you can actually engage things. And you're like, I know what to shoot. I've watched the movies.
Shoot the circles with the solar panels on them.
Right. So we've
sorry. Yes.
We've had an introduction to the game, and we've played together. So what I suggest that we're going to do right now is we're going to go away. We're going to assess the game, and then we will be back with our final thoughts.
So, after spending a little bit of time with Monster Energy Drink Motorbike Spectacular, I won't lie, I forgot the title. What did you make of the game?
Well, yeah, we didn't spend... I mean, the truth is, we normally go away and we spend a little bit of time playing these games before we come back with our final thoughts. But, I mean, it is 24 hours later, and I think that was more than enough. And the game, by the way, is Monster Energy Drink Supercross, the official video game.
I prefer my version.
What did I make of it? Well, I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't upset while I was playing it. I had fun, but again, this is more to do with the company that I was playing with, I think, than the actual game.
Fair point.
And it was just a little bit boring, yeah. I think is the word I would use. Considering the blurb, the official blurb gives it like allows you to customize your rider and bike how you like, and countless possibilities, and 80 official brands of things, and 300 items, and you can ride alone or ride against players. It was like, yeah, but it's the same thing. I mean, okay, we never dug into the customization of races, but I mean, how far can you customize a race? I mean, I've played with racetrack builders. I mean, we've had racing games in the past where you can customize tracks and mess about. I mean, Trackmania Turbo has got a custom track building thing, and even though that is just basically going around and it was still more interesting, I think, than this. So overall, I think my opinion is it was a bit dull. It was a little bit too samey. I mean, even when we were picking tracks, when we were actually racing, it was like, I don't know which one have we done before. Have we done this one before? Because they all
have we done Mud Track number 1 or Mud Track number 3? Oh,
well, Mud Track Anaheim 1, Mud Track Anaheim 2.
Yeah.
They all look the same, and they were. I mean, I think at one point I said to you when we were racing, how many laps have you put on this? It just seemed to be endless.
Yeah.
And of course, then there was that weird little bug which I had where I got stuck in the very first race, which, like, admittedly was hilarious. But we worked out how to. I mean, I worked out how to use the game against the game, which is never what you want to be doing, because that's a hack. Where if you went off the track, it was quicker to keep going in a straight line and veer off from the track and let the AI put you back on the track than it was to try and fight your way back to the track. And at that point, where's the skill? You know what I mean? It's so overall, slightly disappointing for me, I'm afraid. And I think that covers the playability. Playability was okay. Replayability was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, handle's okay. The controls are instinctive, I think. It's but yeah, it's very dull. I was going to get into. I suppose in games it's like, but it's more of a what I've just thought of when you were talking then was just playing back in my head. Not necessarily games it's like, but it felt like it could have very easily just been an app on a phone. It could have just been a mobile game that you just sort of swipe to the left, swipe to the right, swipe forward and backward. It did not feel like it was a PlayStation 4. I would not. Yeah, I don't think it needed the processing power of this console.
No, well, I mean, actually, the graphics were very nice, but then the graphics on modern apps are very nice as well. Considering the actual price point of the game, I believe was €20, so €19 something. I don't don't think there was there was that sort of finish, and the fact that I got stuck in the first race that I played and I couldn't get myself out tells you that it wasn't quite as polished as it could be. So yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. Potentially an app port, you know, a port from a mobile app. I mean, we could be completely wrong, of course. It could be that, like, there is a game developer somewhere in the world who's just unfortunately found this and gone, oh, this is an interesting concept for a video where they play a game and review it, and oh, look, they've picked my game. This is nice. And, oh no, I'm stuck in the how did that bug get through bug testing?
Man, woman, or person, I feel bad for you because I don't feel I'm talking directly to the person who made the game now. You were not given. I would suggest that you were not given the time, the creative reach, or the license to do probably what you would have liked to do with a motocross racing game. I believe the main prompt was feature some energy drinks and make a racing game. So
I was going to say, or you ran out of energy, fell asleep because you weren't drinking enough Monster. But there was another story. I mean, hidden catches, I can't tell you what there were because we didn't really dive into it enough. There's obviously things that you unlock. I'm guessing there's some kind of in-game purchases and stuff, but to be honest, not interested. And if it has come from an app, then it probably has that, because that's how these games are funded. But I didn't see anything, and there did seem to be things that you could unlock, and we were progressing, but yeah. And the fun factor, like I said, the fun factor was there while I was playing it with the company I was playing it. But would I want to I sat this afternoon and thought, can I start the game up and play it? And oh no, I can't be bothered. And then I looked at Titanfall and thought, I could start that up, but that's not fair. I'm going to wait for that. And then I started up one of the old ones that we've actually had best value for money out of, I think, and tried a speed round on that again, and failed to do it in less than 15 minutes. You know, there are other things that attracted my attention. So for me, there was no fun factor. What about you?
No, it's not fun. It's I think, like you say, because you could just hold down the throttle, and probably the incorporeal, invisible Lakitu could just direct you around that course. Similar games. I mean, it's a racing game.
Well, I think you've just alluded to one of them.
Yeah, but it's not similar, because that is fun. It feels a beginner, somebody who's never played Mario Kart before, could pick Mario Kart up and probably do quite well. That game we've played on easy mode, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to review the footage. And there is a very steep learning curve, which instantly makes me not care. And it's too realistic. It's just, I don't know. It's too realistic and too unrealistic all at the same time. And I don't really know if you understand what I'm saying.
Well, no, because I tried to say that while we were playing it. I was like, I said, I like it. It's very realistic, but at the same time, the fact that it punishes you by putting you back on the track when you take a corner tight, instead of like just going no, and wagging your finger up. You ain't gonna get this lap if you don't go back. Instead, it says, "Oh dear, look what you've done.
Yeah.
Oh, you've done a wrong un. You've been bad. I'm gonna put you back on the track." Oh, there you go. Now you're back. Have another go. And it's like, well, that destroys the realism. I mean, the thing is, the game had pluses. Like, the fact is, during the very first race, you slowly notice, oh, the controls are on the screen. They're not getting in your way. It's not holding your hand. It's like, and then it does that thing where it holds your hand. And like I said, I worked out that little hack that, hey, if you cut the corner, just keep going, because eventually the game's going to put you back on the track and you can keep on going. That's not real. Where's the penalty in that? There's no time penalty that I can see other than 3, 2, 1, back on the track. Whereas you could easily spend maybe 8 or 9 seconds going backwards and having to go back on the track. Or you pick up, like you do in some racing like Formula or something like that, or actually usually stock car racing, you pick up like a penalty point where you have to go into a pit bin and wait for like 6 seconds or 12 seconds, which actually costs you more like 30 seconds because you have to slow down. So that's more realistic. Whereas, you know, forcing me to have to go, oh, you weren't getting this lap's not going to count unless you go all the way back and go around that barrel, that's realism. Whereas, like, I'm off the track. I'm just going to keep going in a straight line because the game's going to go, yeah, there it goes. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm back on the track now.
Yeah, I think it's easy in all the wrong ways and challenging in all the wrong ways.
That's the thing. It's so I kind of understand what you're saying. I mean, and like basically, what is it similar to? Well, it's superficially similar to almost any racing game you've ever played with, because it's what it is. But at the same time, I'm just going through racing games that I've actually played, and I can't remember a racing game where I've automatically been put back on the track. Even Trackmania Turbo, when you went off the course, the game said, "Oh, you do what you like then." When you want to go back to the race, you can either drive back to the track and carry on, as long as you go back to where you left the track, or hold the triangle down, and that will put you back on the track. Even in the Grand Theft Auto races, you had to hold the triangle yourself to put yourself back on the track. And whereas this was like, oh, I'll do that for you. Oh no, you've been a naughty boy. You've done a wrong un. And that's kind of that's the main. I think for me, that was the main turn-off of the game, because it means that functionality of I wish to be reset back on the track isn't there, and that's why I got stuck in the very first race, which is very frustrating. So it's not as polished as it could be for a PlayStation release.
I guess in this category of our discussion, I would say it wants to be like a good racing game, but it fails to be memorable enough to be any of the racing games that you will enjoy playing. So it's not like any race. It wants to be like all the racing games you played, but it's not actually like any of the ones that you would probably pay for.
It's actually one of the. I can honestly say I think it's one of the more. It's both. It's both a very interesting game and also a massive disappointment. I mean, here's the thing: I didn't expect it to be super awesome, and I was quite blown away by just how good it was. Because I thought, this will be some kind of throwaway, branded thing. I mean, we were quite surprised there were different branding in there, and so this is somebody's taken this game seriously. And then just doesn't take itself seriously. So so I mean, that really is kind of the crunch questions then. I mean, I don't myself think it was worth my space, time load, and bandwidth I've invested in it. It's still on my system just because I don't know whether I want to have another go or not at the moment. I'm umming and ahhing, but I don't think it's going to be there for much longer. What about you?
It's so unmemorable. I don't even remember when I deleted it, but it's not on my dashboard now, which means as soon as we finish playing that, I deleted it, and I don't even know I did it. So no, it wasn't worth it. I could have used that space better and that time better, but then I did it overnight, so fair enough. Knowing now that price, I know what my answer is, but would you have paid for it?
No, I wouldn't. It's not a game I would have bought anyway, purely because it has that, and it sounds awful, that monster branding would have turned me off. Also, it's got a crazy bloody name that makes no sense. Can you imagine walking into a shop? I mean, how would you find? And the other thing is, how would you find that on a search engine? I'm looking for Monster Energy Supercross. Hang on, I think it's the official video game. Oh, you don't want the official game? You want the official video game? Yeah, I don't want a board game. I want the video game.
You don't want the unofficial
Are you sure
game?
you want? Are you sure you want the Monster Energy Supercross? Because I've got a Supercross game. Oh no, it has to be. I mean, like it's got the most ridiculous name. I mean, and I understand why it's got the ridiculous name, but it is just a little bit mad.
I just had an image of a really spoilt kid opening on Christmas Day this PlayStation game and going, "Oh, Mum, I hate you. I can't believe you got me Red Bull Supercross. I wanted Monster Supercross. That's what all my friends are going to be playing."
The thing is, the thing with the game is, right, is the game doesn't really know what it wants to be. Because even when I look here, if to use PlayStation voice activation, I have to say PlayStation, start Supercross the game. And the reason because I always go and see how big the game is. We downloaded 12.09 gigabytes of data. I also noticed we're on version 1.12, and it updated in between us playing it and us recording, which is 24 hours.
Here we go. Your challenge this weekend is to go to your nearest game shop and check whether it's under M or S. If they have any, which I'm sure they'll have sold out of, but whether this game do they file it under M's or S's? My answer, would I have paid for it, is that I wouldn't even download it on my phone for free. So no. I think that's probably all we have to say, unless you want to slag it off a bit more.
No, I'm quite happy. I tried not to slag it off. I tried to like it. I tried to find something I like, but I couldn't. I couldn't. No, I just tried. I tried. Like I said, I enjoyed it while I was driving. But again, I think that, like I said, had something more to do with the company. And we did have fun. We had fun ribbing the game and making fun of the riders and stuff like that. But again. This is the problem. Sometimes we will find awful games, and we will actually enjoy the experience of playing awful games. You remember when we were doing first-person shooters, and we were deliberately making our weapon systems the worst weapon systems imaginable, so that if somebody else picks them up, they can't use them, and things like that. So fun. we make our own fun. But this wasn't the most fun.
I would say that it is almost impossible to make this game fun. Prove me wrong, anybody listening. Go and download it. You've got until the end of December. Try and have fun with Red Bull, Monster, Battery, Rockstar, Super Acrobatic Motocross 3, the official video game of the movie. So with that, this is 3T.
And this is Mike Papa Foxtrot. And we were looking at Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game that is currently freeloadable from the PlayStation Network for December 2019.
Have fun.